Welcome to Zab Comedy Theater. It's time for My Buddy and Me. Please welcome to the stage your host, Buddy!
That's me. Hey, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Full crowd tonight. There is people on the internet watching. They can't tell that there's 150 people in this room right now, so I have to let them know. No. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Honestly, you guys actually get to be here for the first pilot episode of a show I'm calling My Buddy and Me. You guys look like you guys might know what the My Buddy dolls are. Yeah, right? Exactly. The creepy doll that the Chucky doll was modeled after. Yeah, I also had one of. I also had one of those as a kid, and as soon as I saw that movie, I went home and I bashed his head in and I buried him so that he could not attack me. It was terrifying. No, this show is essentially my way to do what every other comedian in the world is doing, and that's start a podcast. Because I don't want to actually take the time to get into a studio and talk to people one-on-one because I have anxiety issues. So instead, I'm going to do it one-on-one in front of a group of 150 people in this room. It's going to be a couple of quick 10-minute podcasts, and we're going to introduce some comedians. And there is going to be a couple of themes tonight. One of the themes, though, is like length of time in comedy. So I've got a comic who just started doing it. I got a comic who's been in it about a year now, and then a comic who's been in it about 5 years and has been doing it as long as I have. Really excited to kind of get into their brains. We'll have a good time. We'll have a good laugh. We'll tell some weird stories. Are you guys ready? Man, this room can sound loud. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate everyone who showed up tonight. We've got 3 comics. Basically, it's just going to be interview style. I've got my notebook. My fiance got this for me. It looks pretty. The internet can see it. Ooh! That's going to have our fun little questions in it. But I just want you guys to know that I'm so excited for you guys to be here for this adventure. Woo, one more time. Give me a woo. All right, my first guest, like I said, I have a comic who has just started. She's about 8 weeks in. I want you guys to get really loud for Kate Costello. On the mic over there, Kate. Oh, we got to do the traditional handshake on the stage. That's what the host does. No. We will keep comedy traditions alive on this show. All right, you guys. So Kate has just started comedy. So my very first question is, I want Kate to introduce herself to the world and the millions on the internet watching and the 150 in this room. Tell us about yourself and what got you into comedy.
Hi, I'm Kate, and I'm an addict.
Addicted to the laugh? Is that what we're going with?
Actually, yes. That is like 99% of my intro, and honestly, it's very kind of catching, and it's a little bit of my catchphrase. So I'm very addicted to comedy. I am only 8 weeks in, so I'm an infant in the comedy world.
It's a comedy baby, is what we call them.
Yeah, little comedy baby.
Yeah, that's crazy. 8 weeks in. You're still at the point where you're trying to do 1 million mics a day. You have the energy for that still. Kate just came from a mic, and then after this, she's going to another mic. Mm-hmm. So when she says she's addicted, she means it. She's a psychopath.
Absolutely. Yes. The 3-minute mics just don't hit like they used to when you first start. And then so a 5-minute mic is great. That's what we have here at Stab for their Thursday open mics.
Yeah.
So that was part of, I did 3 mics yesterday, actually. 3 5-minute mics. Tubi, here, Stab, and then Mushroom.
That's a lot of mics, you guys.
There was also Press Club going, but those they all stacked on top of each other.
They just stack.
So the record still remains only 3, almost 4, but I found out his name wasn't Mike the next morning, so that still remains 3 mics.
No, I think the most I ever went to in a night was like 4, and that's because on Sundays in Sacramento, there's like some late night scary mics. You can get your car stolen, but you could also get a laugh, you know?
Yeah.
It's a late night scary mic.
Stranger dangers. Keep a head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Exactly. One of the other kind of themes that's going to go on tonight is everyone who's doing this show has also been on the Roast Battle of Bay Area. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there's a league, Roast Battle. All of us who have been on the show tonight have been roasters. Goddamn California's legal weed will just choke you up. No, so it's a roast battle league. It's really fun. Everyone here who's been on the show has won, has battled. Some of us have lost really terribly, and we'll talk about that tonight. But the reason I wanted to bring Kate on is because Kate just won her first one. Yay, Kate!
Thank you. I'm just as surprised as you are.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not, though, because I have found recently, especially in California, that for some reason, all of the best battlers in roast battle are all female. And I don't know what league, what happened. Maybe because they can read faster than us. But something happened to where the best battlers I've ever met, I've come up against some of the best, have all been women, have all been just ultra talented. And after winning your first one against somebody we'll meet a little bit later tonight, yeah. Why do you think it is that women are legitimately better battlers than men?
Honestly, I think women are just better like with the chemical connections in their brain, especially dealing if they're against another man. Also, like women to women, like sometimes it's hard to have a woman that actually supports other women. Like we tend to get jealous of each other. So like our minds are always also fighting against ourselves. Our minds just are very fast. We hate ourselves. So roasts.
Oh, it's a self-loathing thing.
It's a projection of how much we self-loathing hate ourselves.
I have found that the meanest people are in roast battles also women, so that checks out. I have never been called a ugly troll more than when I'm battling a woman, and that's not even in roast battles. That's literally just talking to women on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Don't harass the women on the street.
If they didn't want me to yell, they wouldn't wear those. You know what? We're not going to go there.
Doesn't matter what they are wearing. Consent.
Yes,
that's not very demure.
Consent is important. Mindful. Internet.
Yes. Respect women. Respect your elders. Respect everybody.
That is true. Respect everybody. One of her elders is clapping in the back here.
Miss Broadway Avenue, Sacramento, California.
All right, Kate. So my next question for you is, it is the year of white women music. We've got Billie Eilish, Charlie XCX. We got Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter. All the best white women are making the best music right now. I want to know, to cause some controversy, who's your favorite?
Oh, I don't know if I can just pick one, but I have been compared, especially with what I do for stand-up, as I'm the Taylor Swift of comedy.
Oh, shit. Taylor Swift also made music.
Yes. Yes. And her outfits are divine. I don't know how she does her stamina of, like, her, like, world tour and everything. So Taylor Swift is definitely up there. Chappell Roan, though. Billie Eilish, like,
you have to choose one. Woman, like, it's definitive. The internet must know who is the best. Who is it? Is it Taylor? Is Taylor number one?
Yeah, I would love to be. If I could aspire to be any of them, I would want to be Taylor.
Like, I would want Taylor's money too. Definitely. Like, definitely.
Yeah.
I think everyone here is like, yeah, we'll take Taylor's money. That is the answer that is most expected. You know, white women love them some Taylor Swift. Me personally, even though it was a brat summer, I think I'm going to go with Chappell Roan because that's drag queen music. And it's fun for me and my fiance to dance to it. It's really fun. Any Chappell Roan fans out there? You gentlemen in the back? You guys? There's like 150 guys back here all wearing Chappell Roan merch. It's crazy. No.
That's funny you mentioned that because actually my first stand-up was here at Stab. And I was here the week prior on that Thursday. I was taking a friend's mom on a mom date. And I was trying to find something cheap because I'm cheap date. And so we did the sushi place down the street, and then we came here, and the lights were pink. It was so fun. So I did a little mock-up of, like, take a photo of me, like, super cute. And I posted it with, like, Pink Pony Club. And everyone thought, like, open mic was I was singing. And it was like, no, I was pretending to do an open mic. And then the following week, I actually did do it because I, like, sat there in the audience.
The origin story.
That is how I got into comedy. Sorry, I probably jumped ahead up to a question.
No, it's totally okay. That
we love
is
Chapel Road.
that is something I did want to bring up. If you guys and our tons of audience. Oh, what's up? What's up?
152 now.
yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. No, Stab is a cheap date, so come on out. There is wicked cheap White Claws. I love
Chips.
super cheap.
Chips, friendly, spacious.
Friendly,
There's a
spacious.
patio.
We could fit 152 people in here. So
And thousands more
honestly,
streaming at home. Thank you for joining us tonight.
honestly, there is a great lot of shows go on all week from Thursday all the way through Sunday. Improv, comedy, stand-up, improviser, all kinds of amazing things. You guys should check it out, all of those shows. Kate, I have one last question for you. You are the newest into the comedy game as far as our guests here tonight. So my question for you, and this is going to get philosophical, in 5 years, where do you see your comedy career? Where are you trying to jump to? So I can bring you back down to reality.
Oh my God. Honestly, I have no idea what's even possible. Like, to be honest, like, I had no idea 8 weeks ago I would be here doing this now. So I am just yes to any opportunity that's really come up. Well, not any opportunity. I'm checking IDs now because I gotta make sure I don't jump on the wrong mic.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
this, yeah,
No,
that is. If I could give you any advice, learn the people to say no to.
That is true. Don't burn yourself out. I was sick last week, probably from doing too many open mics.
Doing
probably
too
a
many
dirty
open
mic.
mics around. Yeah, I was gonna say around Sacramento comedians. I know of a comic who lost his legs at a train track because he got too drunk on his 21st birthday, and then during his comedy career had to do work as the doorman of that same bar. And I'm just saying, there's sometimes when you can say no to shows.
Yes.
No, I don't need that. I don't need that.
He's got better legs now. Honestly, he's taller. It worked out better in his favor. Happy birthday, by the way, Logan.
That's what we tell all amputees. Kate, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being our first guest. And why don't you guys give an uproar for it? Come on, you guys.
Great. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead and plug
Buddy,
the mic.
it's been an absolute pleasure. Stab, thank you for spending 8 weeks with our anniversary yesterday. Thank you so
Aw.
much, Stab. And thank you at home. 158
Yes.
people now. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Everyone went out for donuts. It's okay. They'll be right back in. All right. Take it easy. Thank you so much, Kate. Real quick before we do, Kate is great. I agree. Before we get to our second guest, I do have a little Taylor Swift story. I actually got humbled by Taylor Swift recently. I was going to Humboldt. There's not a lot of reasons to go to Humboldt, but if you guys have ever been, there's a really cool theater up there, the Elroy, the El Rey, something like that. It holds a bunch of people, hundreds of people. I was going up to do a show in Chico, not at the theater, but at the sandwich shop right next to the theater. You know, because that's what you should really look at 5 years into your comedy career. But I was doing the show, and when I pulled up, there was a line of people around the corner. And I got a big head. I thought, oh my God, they're here for me. I know I'm funny. I know I'm good looking, but a line around the corner for me for a show at a comedy show at a sandwich place? Got humbled really quickly when I came around the corner to realize they weren't there for me, but they were there for the theater. And what act was going on at the theater, you ask? A Taylor Swift dance party. Not Taylor Swift herself, not a Taylor Swift cover band, but just 3 moms playing Taylor Swift covers on our Taylor Swift records to a horde of preteens and tweens with their really disturbed fathers. There's nothing really more humbling than realizing that I can't even outsell whatever's under a cover band. It's really humbling. My next comic actually used to work with me at a dispensary. I now teach students. I'm a teacher now, and I used to work at a dispensary. Let that sink in. Anything is possible! Well, our next guest used to work with me at the dispensary, and I knew that he always had a better life outside of the dispensary. But everyone knew him as the kid who didn't want to show up to work because he was always too high. I want you guys to give it up for my friend and yours, Jose. Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. My guy used to call out for work at least once a week. We would have it on the whiteboard, but it was okay. He had a better job. He, like me, got into the dispensary to get cheap and free weed.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I didn't get fired for stealing. I just want you to know that. I did get fired for calling a customer an asshole, though. You know, it happens. He bought the last 8 that I wanted. No. No, Jose is somebody who I'm really happy got into comedy about a year ago. He's about a year in. Like I said, he's done roast battles. He's actually the victim to Kate's first roast. So I tell you what.
She got on my ass.
She did, dude. It happens. Like I said, women in roast battles are a scary, scary thing. I've gotten my ass kicked more times than when I was in school getting my ass kicked by girls. No. It happens. It happens. Okay, so, Jose, my first question for you is, I grew up a UFC fan. I grew up a fight fan. But I found out that you also like the UFC, and you're a fan. Who is your favorite fighter of all time?
All time? Shoot. I mean, you kind of got to go with Conor.
Yeah?
Just because, like, I'm a comedian and the shit he says is like a comedian.
He is the funniest sports character of all time.
All time, for sure.
Because if you actually see him in real life, he's like 5'8". But he just walks like he's 10 feet tall. Yeah. And he just says the most outrageous stuff.
It's the Irish accent, too. That shit.
Yeah, that shit makes anything funny. You can call somebody a snake and you're just laughing your ass off. I do love the Irish accent. That actually leads me to like a follow-up question for UFC is, you know, as the people out there know, all these people are big UFC fans. Everyone's wearing their tap out t-shirts in here. Conor hasn't fought for a long time, and for a long time he's been making excuses for why he's not fighting.
Or making money.
Or making money off of his whiskey. Terrible whiskey.
Yeah, that shit, too.
Celebrities stop making alcohol between his terrible whiskey and The Rock's most disgusting tequila I've ever had in my life. I feel really ashamed.
Said, hey. Watch your mouth about The Rock's tequila.
George Clooney and his watered-down Casamigos. I'm after you, too. I'm coming after you, celebrities. No. So, in your opinion, Conor, is he ever going to fight again? And if so, who do you think is the perfect opponent for him?
I definitely think he has one more in the tank just to ride off in the sunset, even if he loses, because he's a legend.
Yeah.
But perfect opponent, anybody he can beat and go and win.
At this point, I think one of the Diaz brothers from Stockton is just old enough
that
for him to pick
would be
on.
really good.
Yeah, that's what I personally think.
I would pay to watch that.
What is funny is Nick, the older of the Diaz brothers, Nate. Nick is the older one. Yeah. He used to date my sister in high school.
Oh shit.
Which is not
That's
cool.
Crazy.
Is she okay?
That's the best joke all night. Holy shit, that's funny. She all right.
You know what? Honestly, she was better off with Nick than she is now. So I mean, maybe not. I don't know. He just bike rides and smokes weed. You know, he's a cool guy. Jose, like I said earlier, we worked at a dispensary together, and we had some fun times. But anybody who's ever worked a customer service job can tell and knows this. Customers suck. They're the worst. Sorry if you've come to my dispensary. I love you as a person outside of the dispensary, inside of the dispensary. I hate every single person. But Jose, what was your least favorite part of working in a dispensary?
Definitely the humans that walk through the door were the worst part. But
the old white guy who's like, I need 75% THC.
Yeah. Yeah.
for $20.
Yeah. That is probably the worst. Is like the unrealistic shit they ask for.
Oh,
They're
that
like,
is my
I want to get the best weed, but I want it to be like $10, and it's like that's not gonna happen, buddy. You're gonna have to pay $50.
You're gonna have to pay.
But I will say the best part is like having a 50% off discount, finding the best fucking weed in the building, and then hiding it so I can buy it later.
Yeah,
That was the best part for sure.
that was the best part.
Those
And
good
then
times,
and
but
then when
that was the worst.
then when I was a manager, we would get like a lot of free samples, or we would get things that were supposed to be for the customers to get for promo items.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, but that one's really good. That one's coming home with Buddy. No, I did not get fired for stealing. Like I said, I promise. Jose, you've been doing comedy about a year now. Like I said, and at that time, I feel like you should have by now bombed.
Hell yeah.
And if you have bombed, please tell us your bombing story.
Yeah, no. If you've been doing comedy a year and haven't bombed, you haven't done it enough.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, going in my first bomb, it was so funny. I brought my girlfriend. I was like 2 weeks in. I was like, I'm so good at this, but you're fucking not. I was like, come watch me. You're gonna fucking laugh. And then we go, and this, if you know, like, open mics at a bar where you just fucking put a speaker right there and a microphone where everybody's drinking and watching a football game. It's probably the worst place to have an open mic. So I take my girlfriend there and was like, this is gonna go amazing. And it didn't. I went up on the stage and nobody understood, like, paid attention to me because the fucking Niners were playing. So that was an awkward car ride home. Telling her, like, being like, I'm gonna be the best comedian ever. And then going home, like, yeah, nobody even paid attention. And I said about one joke and got off stage. 5 minutes, I used 40 seconds. That's like my sex life, but yeah.
That does sound like a good bomb, and I do have to say, my fiance, my future wife, she our second date was at a terrible open mic, much the same. And for me, I actually had to host the thing, so she was sitting there watching terrible comic after terrible comic.
Yeah,
and
brutal.
After that, I said, "This is the one. This is the one. If she can put up with that, she can do anything."
No, yeah.
Jose, in your first year, what is like your favorite thing about comedy?
Shoot, honestly, it sounds cliche, but the people you meet good friends. Like, I knew Buddy before, but I mean, we kind of got closer. Going into comedy because he's been doing it 5 years, he said, and I just go for him to advice, and people are just friendly as hell. So that's probably the best thing.
You do luck out and meet a lot of cool people in comedy, and then you also meet
the weirdos,
some shady ass people. But I'm very glad you got into comedy because you're one of the few people who have asked me, "Oh, where are the open mics?" That I was like, I'm actually gonna tell him where they are instead of lying to him.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I get that question in a DM, I'm like, you know what? Actually, I don't think they do open mics in Sacramento.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That or you send them to the worst bar mic in town. On Monday Night Football time, dude.
Right? That is the best time to do a bar mic is Monday Night Football, especially around the playoff push.
Totally.
So last question, Jose.
Yeah.
Like we've established, you're a big sports fan. And plus, I've established that I'm old and that you're a young man. So I started to think, in my generation, we had Kobe, AI, Shaq, we had Tracy McGrady, we had the GOATs of GOATs. So I wanted to ask, in your generation, besides for LeBron, of course, because that's a cheat answer, who are the GOATs of your generation? Who are the guys who you will get high and watch their And One mixtapes online?
For sure. I was born in the year 2000, so it's different.
Every person in here just got a knee pain, a phantom knee pain.
Oh man, so I mean, I was gonna say LeBron, and it's crazy because he's been doing it fucking for 20 years plus.
Yeah.
Since I was 3 years old, and I have sex for 2 minutes, and I'm like, no way you can play a full basketball game and do it again the next day. So you gotta appreciate the greatness, but besides that, I would say like Kevin Durant.
Kevin.
He's one of my favorite players. You got to say Steph Curry.
God damn.
Damn right, yeah. Fuck the Warriors. I'm a Kings fan, so he's yeah.
Steph's all right.
Yeah,
no.
he's all right.
No Melo? No Melo for you? Were you too young for Melo?
No, yeah, he was the same draft as LeBron. I would say Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, he's definitely
Carmelo's definitely one of my goats. I always think that like I meet younger people around your age because I work at a college teaching students. This guy does, and the one that everyone brings up to me that I always will argue with the student is Paul George. Paul George is not a goat to me, but for some reason, every kid your age is like, Paul George is the GOAT.
No, I wouldn't say that. KD.
KD is the MIDI magician.
For sure.
All right, Jose. You guys can check Jose out.
Heck yeah, guys.
Every month that this show isn't on the second Friday, Jose's got a show going on the second Friday of the month here.
Regular stand-up.
Regular stand-up. I've been on it. It's a fun show. You guys should come out. All 152 of you guys out here. Heck yeah. All right, I appreciate you, Jose. Take care.
God.
Yeah. We got one more guest for you guys. Somebody who I've been in the game with since the beginning. Somebody who I've roast battled with. I've road dogged with. Somebody I'm very excited for y'all to meet. I want you guys to get real loud. All 152 of you guys for Artie Valenzuela. Artie,
Yo, I'm calling your ass out right now. I have been doing it for 5 years. That is actually a fact. 5 years ago is what year? Do you guys know what year 5 years ago was?
2018.
She hasn't been looking at me at all. All the 152 people aren't paying attention. I've been doing it for 5 years. So that's what now?
5
years ago from now.
2018?
19.
18, 19?
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, 19. You've been doing comedy for how long?
A year longer than you?
No, longer. You said longer before.
Listen,
You're lying your ass off right now. You're trying to say that you've been doing it just as long as me, but you've been doing it way fucking longer, and you're still doing it to the 152 people doing it here. I'm still working on my career. You're still trying. Too long still?
Listen here. Before I was doing this to 152 people, I was playing Warped Tour, okay? Warped Tour.
Well, that
So
was obvious
suck it.
because we can see what you look like, and of
I got
course
the
you look
Vans
like
on.
a roadie for some like rock band that we don't know of. But
A few rock bands that you've never heard of, actually.
yeah,
Thank you, Artie, my good friend in
Yeah,
comedy, for
for sure.
calling me out. That was really sweet of you.
thanks for introducing me.
Artie,
Having a good time so far.
Artie and me have done roast battles in LA, out here. Artie's actually even gone to
I was just in
the
LA
Comedy
this week.
Mothership. Yeah, he was just in
Yeah.
LA this week.
For the Comedy Store, do you guys know anything about?
Comedy Store, big.
Okay, cool.
All 152. You never
Comedy
heard of it?
Store,
It's a big place.
Not Comedy Store, Comedy Store. That's what you guys need to know about tonight. That's all. That's all.
We've both been to the Comedy Store, but Artie's also
Just get
been
my
to the
big cash,
Mothership
that's
in
all.
Texas.
yeah, I did Joe Rogan shit too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That was
Artie, what attracted you to roast battling? What was like the kickoff point for you?
What's crazy is that when I first started Roast Battle, we also did it to 152 people like this. But when I first started it, me and Buddy were doing it in like Rockland and all around Sacramento. And it was only just to get stage time and to practice writing jokes and really just to have some kind of exposure. And then it became, I started winning, or no, started losing for a long time. Let me be honest to all the 152 people online as well. But I started getting known for losing, and I think it's because of what I look like and my stature, which wasn't good for me, but it made me a good opponent, and I had good battles even though I was losing. So it got me going, and then I started winning, and then I became the fucking champion I was one of the first champions.
Sacramento's
that they,
champion.
anointed. Yeah.
That is my guy. Yeah, he is really good.
Real Rudy story. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We've battled 3 times, Artie. You and I. What's our record?
I don't know, but you're gonna remind me.
I've beaten him. I've beaten him twice.
Okay.
The only one that actually counts at the Comedy Store, Artie might have won, but
Yeah, the one that people saw.
the one that's online.
Kind of put the effort towards the one that mattered, but that was a fun one too. Yeah.
Thank you, Artie. Artie, you might not know this by his stature, but Artie was an athlete back in the day.
I
Fucking
was.
stud athlete.
That wasn't the joke yet, so don't laugh at it. But
And he's a big Giants fan, and so
yeah.
of course I had to ask the question: what are your thoughts on Barry Bonds? Like, what are the thoughts on Barry Bonds? What are your opinions?
Well, I have to explain that Are you guys baseball fans at all? Yeah. What team do you like? Giants. Okay. Are you guys from out here too? Yeah. Okay. So I like the Giants because I was raised. Yeah. I was all 50, 160. What did we say the number was?
52, 152.
But I'm from Vallejo, so that was like by proximity, right?
By proximity.
And it made sense. But I didn't know like it was funny that I liked the Giants until I became a comedian, because you guys are ahead of me. Because the moment I was going around being like, I'm a Warriors fan, I'm a Giants fan, they're like, you can't be a Giants fan. You're not qualified. You can only aspire to be a Giants fan.
You have to be this tall.
You have to be this tall to go to AT&T Park, apparently. No, but yeah, no, I love the Giants, and you were asking me about who?
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds. Sorry, I got sidetracked there.
It's okay.
Barry Bonds was my childhood hero, and I it's hard to talk about him because you guys are we fans about Barry Bonds, or do we? Oh, see,
I'm a fan of Barry Bonds. I think
I'm a
all
fan of Barry
athletes should do
Bonds.
steroids.
and I was about to get that way. Let him do it. I would have been in baseball. Steroids were fucking acceptable. I wouldn't be doing this bullshit to 152 people. I'd be playing baseball. I'd be, you know what Ichiro was? I'd be fucking Ichiro, dude. That was me. I was good at baseball.
I was good at
fucking
baseball.
good.
They just wouldn't let me do the roids.
Nobody needs to know this, but Junior Olympic, I got scouted when I was 14 years old. You know, because imagine this, but not 33, right?
This with muscle.
This with muscle and not 33, and I was quick. You know what I mean? I was a little fucking rabbit, dude. I was playing catcher. Who's playing catcher at this size? Fucking the next Ichiro. That
The
was
next
what it was.
Ichiro. All they needed to do was give you fucking steroids. That was it.
If I had steroids, I would not be doing this shit.
Could you imagine Ohtani on steroids right now?
Maybe he'd have a personality.
He would have 100 homers. He would have 100 homers.
I'd be so much nicer to Ohtani if he came to the Giants, but fuck him, dude. I don't give a damn about him now. Traitor, fucking billionaire.
Who's your favorite Giant of all time?
Barry Bonds, for sure.
Yeah, Barry Bonds.
Barry
okay.
Bonds. Yeah, I mean, and to get back onto the Barry Bonds, I feel like his legendary status was stolen because people don't accept steroids as much as they do now. Joe Rogan looks exactly like what Barry Bonds looks like, and no one's fucking questioning that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I agree. Barry Bonds, I believe, should be in every Hall of Fame just because watching him was like the coolest thing ever. The home run race of our childhood will never be duplicated because they'll never be cool enough to do drugs again.
And I don't know if people remember. I mean, they kind of do it now, but people don't remember the boat races that used to happen with every splash hit that Barry Bonds hit. Dude, that doesn't happen in GTA.
No.
You know what I mean? They were fucking ramming each other for a ball justifiably. No one was questioning that fucking.
No.
There was murders happening there.
So many people drowned.
And everyone was like, kill him, get that fucking ball.
Get it.
That's 742, dumbass. Like,
I remember that too. I remember. I think my grandpa at one time tried to take a boat out there, and it was just like a one-time thing for him. He's like, never again, never again.
I finally got to like see that side of McCovey Cove.
Yeah.
And that's all I envisioned. I was like, dude, that's where speedboats used to just collide.
That's where dead bodies are.
They weren't like pontoon boats. These were like speed jet. They were fucking old 45-year-old men just diving into the water for a fucking ball, dude.
That one's mine.
That was Bonds.
That
They
was
don't do
Bonds.
that shit no more. No one's doing that for Elliot Ramos. The fuck?
Artie and me also grew up on professional wrestling, you know, DX, NWO when we were kids.
Yeah, Buddy looks like Kane and Undertaker meshed together.
So the roasts just keep happening. I see
it
it.
now, right? Yeah.
Okay, that makes
He looks
sense.
like mankind. That's it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Who was your favorite growing up?
Obviously, The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Growing up, I used to lie and say The Rock was part Filipino. I used to claim The Rock is Filipino. It could happen. He could still be Filipino. We don't know.
The reason that's so funny to me is because my Mexican uncles did the exact same thing and said he was Mexican. Literally
I claimed The Rock growing up. I claimed Usher. Wikipedia wasn't a thing back then. No one could fact check me. I was claiming everybody is Filipino, dude.
My Mexican uncle
If they get the
literally
right-
gave
the right
himself the
cue.
nickname Rock.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, he's one of us. No, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
The Rock. I do have a question though. Has The Rock fallen off since the last couple of years, since Black Adam? Like, have you gotten excited about a Rock thing for a long
It's
time?
gonna get real niche here, so you can just turn the fuck off, 152 of you guys. But for sure, The Rock did hit a plateau. He did hit a plateau. Black Adam, and it was it was going downhill after Black Adam for sure. But then he came back to the WWE. And he became the final boss, The Rock.
I think that's cool.
I'm not lying at all to say that I have spent well over 15 hours trying to search for The Rock's sunglasses as he was the final boss, because I needed the real pair of sunglasses, not some fake Amazon shit. And it was Dolce & Gabbana. I'm not buying that shit. And I'm doing a show here. I'm not buying that shit.
In front of 152
but
people.
it was the one, and I found it, but it's too expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, but The Rock, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, me and Artie have traveled for comedy together, and recently we went down to L.A., and while we were there, we did what any adult males would do, and we went and visited Legoland for a day.
I didn't know you were leading into that. That was supposed to be between us. That was supposed to be between us, and now you just put it on the internet.
It's out there in front of 152 people. No, it was honestly...
There were no children with us.
No, there was no children.
Buddy
But
didn't look differently. You
No,
know what I mean?
I was
he
dressed-
looked this way.
no, I was dressed much worse. I had a Hawaiian shirt
And
on
I
and
had a
Hawaiian...
goatee. I should have shaved. Maybe I could be passed as his kid, but it didn't.
We did ride roller coasters together at...
We had to sit on different rows because we were too big.
We got stuck on the water ride because it was a 2-person water ride, and so him and our friend was on the boat together. They got stuck, then because I was a single rider by myself, we didn't have another friend. My boat got stuck.
For context, my other friend is another white 6'8" guy. So I definitely look like their gay child.
We adopted
When
Artie.
they started walking on each side of me, I started swinging in between them.
Dads, you're walking too fast. But yeah, I had to literally rock me and my boat to get through the water ride. But my question with all of that is, of all the Lego builds of all time, which one do you think is the coolest one of all time?
The coolest one of all time?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. I thought when I saw all these questions coming up, I was thinking you were going to ask me about my massive collection of Legos.
You can tell him. You could tell him.
I have Mjolnir. I have the
Batmobile?
Millennium Falcon. I have DeLorean. Obviously,
DeLorean.
Back to the Future, DeLorean. My wife's watching. She's gonna be screaming at the TV like, "You fucking have too many."
But he got her a Rose Lego set.
I bought my wife a Rose Lego set. Oh yeah, and I have a wife. That's why I'm comfortable being here at 9:50 at night. I'm perfectly fine at home, I guess. But no, the best one that I've seen so far that I've really wanted was Avengers Tower, and it's only because of like how tall it was. And it did have like a lot of like side stuff too, but I think it was like $800.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
That is
I'm doing a show
ridiculous.
here. I'm not buying that. I obviously bought way too many, so I can't justify that.
Justify
But,
that one. That is ridiculous.
but there's some
$800.
dope ones. Like there was a Batman the animated series like mosaic art piece. Have you seen it?
We did see that one.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
beautiful piece.
Mwah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can spend way too much money on Legos, and I think they're getting bigger now, which is scarier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be buying
More pieces, more money. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Artie, last question. Because pot is so prevalent in both of our lives. What is your favorite smoking spot? What is your favorite time and place to smoke weed? What is your ideal smoke spot?
I am a morning. I like a morning walk. So I did see this question. I thought about this heavily. I like a morning walk by some type of form of like body of water, but I would like the body of water to be moving, not like a still, because the still can get smelly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you want the movement of water so it's a little fresher. And then I need it to be like 74 degrees. So I'm thinking that's about like 9 a.m. ish. But nowadays in Sacramento, that has to be around like 5 a.m.
It does,
or at least in the summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm a morning. I like a sunrise. You know what I mean? And get your day going. Because I'm not like a stoner. Now I'm getting insecure in front of the 152 people. I'm a functional high. I'm not that.
I do my job.
You know what I mean? This fucking kid gets high, doesn't do jack shit. I have bills to pay and shit. But yeah. It's awake and work, not awake. It's awake and bake and work. You know. But yeah, it's something where it's like it's like a with your coffee kind of deal. You know.
My students have
Blunt and cold brew.
Blunt and cold brew.
Blunt and cold brew.
This is a man who I've known him for a while. I've never seen him smoke anything that wasn't a blunt. He is.
I told you I'm from Vallejo.
He's from Vallejo.
Yeah, through and through.
Yeah, my students do play a game in class, whether or not teacher's going to show up high. I teach your kids at college. Not telling you which college. Folsom.
For sure.
Folsom City College.
For sure they know. For sure they know, buddy. Just because,
she said I had a feeling.
Just because, buddy, just because you tie up your hair doesn't mean they don't know you're high. They know.
I have a sweatshirt that I like to wear. It was from Temu, and it just has like really bad stitched on elbow pads. And I just like to go in there and be like, all right, students.
He's the one episode of How I Met Your Mother.
You guys have been wonderful, all 152 of you. Artie, I'm so glad for you to do this show with me. Thank you all so much, and I want you all to have a wonderful night, okay?
All righty. Well, that's it. That's our evening. If you'd gotten here earlier, there was a show at 7:30 too. There was the Stab Show. We've got stuff all the time. Check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. We're live in person Thursdays through Sundays, and we stream every gosh darn thing we do. All improv tomorrow, 7, 8, and 9, and then improv again Sunday, the finale of Improviver Stab Island. Check it out. Hope to see you again. Hey, online audience. Let's send you over to Desert Bus again. It's Desert Bus season. So we'll be raiding all the time after every show over to Desert Bus. Get used to it. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.